Hello, I'm Blayno, and today we're going to be discussing crypto wallets. So, a crypto wallet is about what you would think it is. It's a place where you can store your digital assets, usually NFTs or fungible tokens. Now, one of the common misconceptions that I see people have a lot when they're getting started on, cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology is that they'll think that having their assets in the wallet is actually like on MetaMask for Ethereum or on Eternal or Yoroi for Cardano. And that's really a misnomer. Uh, where those assets are really sitting is on the blockchain themselves. And in fact, that's the whole point of a blockchain is that it is this decentralized ledger where you can send assets to and from addresses, and that MetaMask, Eternal, or Yoroi, or any other wallet softwares are really just the kind of messengers or couriers that convey those messages to either give you information of what's in the wallet on that address on the blockchain, or in many cases, right, you'll use your private key, often represented by a seed phrase, to authorize a transaction that'll send assets from your address to another address of your choosing. So now that we know a little bit about what a wallet is, I'd like to take a moment to really emphasize that just like I said that a private key and really your seed phrase is how that's normally represented, that string of on Cardano 24 words that you write down when you create that wallet, that authorizes you to send assets. And so anybody who sees that seed phrase, that list of 24 words, has the access and the rights, the same rights that you do, to send all those assets anywhere. So if anybody ever gets access to that, in an instant, everything in that wallet could be gone, never to be seen again. There's no authority to appeal to. There's no way to ever reclaim those assets. No police you can report it to get it back. So it's extremely important that when you have that seed phrase that you secure it properly and that you don't let anybody see it or access it that you don't trust implicitly with all your assets, because they have the same rights to it, and if they take it out of that wallet you will never see it again. So be very careful with it. Now I'd like to demonstrate a little of what I was talking about, because I often find that if you actually see these things, it can help illuminate some of the ideas that I'm talking about better than words alone. So what we have here is a wallet that I set up on Yoroi, and I found that a lot of people on Cardano used Yoroi as their first wallet and are hesitant to migrate to another wallet type. And I find that's unfortunate because Yoroi really hasn't kept up with their development, especially when it comes to smart contracts and DApp connection to websites. So if you're still using Yoroi, there's a good chance that you haven't been experiencing any of the new NFT markets like JPEG.store or even CNFT.io with their recent update. You also probably haven't been able to enjoy the dexes like Sunday Swap, Min Swap, Muesli Swap, or plenty of other smart contract DApp connected web applications. And I think that's a shame because it's some of the most exciting things happening on the chain at the moment. So with that being said, I set up a wallet specifically for this purpose in Yoroi. And what I'd like to do is walk through how to import that wallet into Eternal. Now, I say import, and a lot of people say import. What the process is going to look like and sound like from the wallet software standpoint is restoration. Because when you restore a wallet, typically, right, when you create the wallet, you get the seed phrase, you write it down, that list of 24 words, and in a lot of normal cases, the only time you would ever need that seed phrase in the future would be if something happened to, let's say, your computer or wherever that wallet was, and you needed to restore it, you would need that seed phrase. Now, we're not really restoring it because we lost it or we're trying to move to a new, computer or anything like that. We're trying to really change our wallet software that we're using, or at least use a different one in addition to the original one. Now, we've got Yoroi, and I have the seed phrase. And just like I was saying earlier, you never, never, never want to let anybody see this. But in this case, it's okay because I created it specifically for this purpose. So do as I say, not as I do. This one is going to be available for whoever gets to it first can have what's in the wallet when this video goes live. As a special thank you to being one of my early supporters. Um, so now, assuming you don't have an Eternal wallet already, what I would suggest you do to make sure you get the authentic version of Eternal wallet and not a copy would be to go to Eternal on their Twitter page. Is the easiest way. It's really hard to fake the amount of followers and the types of followers they have. Chances are, if you've done anything on Cardano, you would see somebody, me specifically, if you follow me on Twitter at Blane Elferdink, or plenty of other credible people who follow Eternal. And from there, you can hit their link tree, and on the link tree, the first one will give you the browser extension for Chrome or Brave, which is what you will need in order to do the smart contract fun stuff on Cardano. So once you do that and you install it just as any other extension, when you click the Eternal extension here, you'll get something that looks like this with Eternal. So now that you've got the extension installed, you should be looking at a screen that looks something like this. And the first thing we want to do is to go over here to the top left corner and click Add a Wallet. And then you'll see these options, and the one we're looking for in this case will be the Restore Wallet option. And normally we'd be working with a 24-word seed phrase. It's kind of the standard on Cardano, but Yoroi is a special child. So in this case, we're actually going to be using a 15-word seed phrase. And this is a point where I also want to emphasize, like usual, if you're doing this step, it's incredibly important for you to make sure that nobody is looking over your shoulder at this point. Nobody that you don't trust implicitly with all of the assets that are in the wallet or will ever be in the wallet. There is no body or authority who can reclaim those assets once they are gone and out of your control. They are gone for good. Charles Hoskinson can't help you. IOG can't help you. So it's very important that you keep your seed phrase secure and safe and secret and all those good things. I'm doing this knowing full well and actually expecting and hoping that somebody is going to be quick on the draw, and one of my early supporters is going to get a nice little prize when they enter these 15 words and take the contents of the wallet. So you're more than welcome to it. We're going to name the wallet here. Give it a password. This password is just a spending password that is unique to the wallet software itself. So anybody who takes this wallet doesn't need this unless they're actively trying to use it on my computer. So if you take that seed phrase and import it, like the lucky first viewer who gets to it before anybody else, you won't need that password. You only need that password if you jump onto my computer and try and use it. Say basically just a fail-safe to make sure that nobody pretends to be you on the computer that already has your seed phrase stored on it. We're just going to go with the default number of accounts, which is one. And if you don't know what this is or what it means, just leave it to one. There's not really any reason to set it to anything else. And so we're doing that, and look, there it is. We see 10 ADA, which is right here. And this is one of the cool things, right, about the way that blockchains really work and the way that wallet software really works is that at this point, I could send a transaction from Eternal or Yoroi. I could send one from Yoroi and turn around in a couple minutes and use Eternal and send a transaction. It functions a lot. I find analogies pretty helpful when explaining some of these things, and it's almost like being at a bar, right? And you can use basically any server, right, to send a drink order to the bar. And it doesn't really matter which server you use. It's like that, right? It's a courier, it's a messenger, it's not the thing itself. And so I really want to help people wrap their minds around that concept of the fact that you don't actually have assets in Eternal or in Yoroi, and that you don't, like, if you have them in a wallet that you use with Yoroi, you don't have to transfer them and set up a whole new wallet. You can just import that wallet, and then you also have the flexibility to use both Eternal and Yoroi. And so just to kind of demonstrate that, we can go ahead and say, I'm going to send this, right, to myself. And we'll send, 1 ADA. And so it's pending here. But we'll see that once it goes through, you'll actually see it on Yoroi. We see here it is on Yoroi. And just to kind of prove, right, we can do the same thing again and send 1 ADA. This is why I highly encourage everybody to adopt different wallets that are not Yoroi, because this right here is not acceptable for me. So here we go, and just like I promised, we are using Yoroi after using Eternal. This is the same wallet, no magic, no trickery. Wish I had a bit of magic to make Yoroi speed up. I tell you, if you are watching this video because I sent it to you and you're using Yoroi and I've told you to switch to Eternal, this right here is painful. And when you make the switch, you're going to thank me. And you won't be the first. Right, so it's been successfully sent. We see here is the first one. This one is now finally submitted after waiting an age. And so let's take a look here. See, that's our first pending. There we go. See? Just like magic. So thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, I encourage you to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications of any future content that I make. And as always, thank you, and I'm happy to help.